I'll see everybody back here November 2nd. People, have your ducks lined up. I want witnesses, if you're gonna have a hearing, unless you have some sort of stipulation that both of you have reached prior to that date.
When you think of Disney stars, whether it be the live-action movies that have been going on for decades or the sitcoms that they put on the Disney Channel, you can see them as the perfect children in one form or another, mainly because that's what Disney wants you to see. They want you to see them as kids that you can love and adore and nothing else. But as many of them have proven, that is not the case. Some of them grow up to not just be mature, but broken in certain ways, and that often ends up with them fighting with the law. So with that being said, allow us to show you 7 Disney child stars who were arrested. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7, Brian Bonsall. During the 90s, Disney wasn't just making hits with their Disney Channel original series, they were also making one-off movies that would soon become classic films. One of the ones that many people remember for one reason or another is the film Blank Check. And a young kid gets a check for $1 million and pretends to be a rich guy so that he can do everything that he's ever wanted, which many of us can relate wanting to do. This film worked because of its young star, Brian Bonsall, who enacted the dreams and wishes of just about every kid at that time. And it was a fun film, but what happened to him after? Well, not unlike many Disney stars, he tried to get into the music industry, but his own personal demons got into his way. It was so far as to have him arrested in 2007 for assaulting his girlfriend. Then he made a bad move by not showing up in court, which got him in even more trouble. His violent personality continued to haunt him, and it even led to a guy impersonating him, complete with accurate tattoos and looks, to try and cause more trouble. You literally cannot make this stuff up, and it is a big reason why Bonsall is not in the public light anymore. Needless to say, he probably wishes he could have a blank check to remake his life. Number 6, Lelaine Vergara Paris. The show Lizzie McGuire was an undeniable hit on the Disney Channel, especially since you can watch it all now on Disney+. It single-handedly launched the career of Hilary Duff, and it had some other stars too, including Lelaine Vergara Paris, who plays Lizzie's best friend Miranda. Miranda was truly known as one of the best parts of the show, as she was both loyal to Lizzie, but not afraid to speak her mind or show her style and flair when the scene called for it. And yet in 2003, when the Lizzie McGuire movie aired on the channel, Miranda and Lelaine were nowhere to be found. She wasn't even name-dropped as a call-out to the character and actress. It was like she was never even a part of the show. Sadly, the reason for this is that after she signed a record deal, as she wanted to be a singer after acting, and even did some songs for Disney albums, she turned to substance abuse, which is really sad given her young age at the time. It got so bad that she was arrested for possession, and eventually had to do rehab just to get clean. Lelaine openly admits that was a part of her life that she wishes she could forget, but she did make it out of the dark period, which is to be praised. She works now, but not as an actress. She's doing what she can to get the bills paid, and that's enough for her. But you'd have to wonder how things would have gone if she hadn't gone down that path. Number 5, Orlando Brown. Let's head to another popular series from the most popular era of Disney Channel, That's So Raven, starring Raven-Symoné, the sitcom about a girl who could see the future, but not always in the most clear ways, causing great hijinks. Her best friend on the show is Eddie Thomas, real name Orlando Brown, and he was very good on the show. Once the series was over, he went out to try to become both an actor and a musician, and to his credit, he did do it with some decent success. Despite his successes, his battle with the law was what truly ruined his life. He has had numerous bouts with the law for a variety of charges, and they range from possession, assault, resisting arrest, and more. And unlike certain other stars on this list, his crimes have continued into recent times. Just in 2018, he was arrested twice for numerous offenses. But what might be the most sad thing about this is that a mugshot that was released, a tattoo on Brown, clearly resembled Raven-Symoné, likely a cry for how he had a good thing going and then lost it. It should also be noted that the sequel series, Raven's Home, didn't feature him or mention him for obvious reasons. Number 4, Jake Paul. Disney has had a lot of business ventures, and they know how to pick up talent when they think they can bring them more attention and money. So when they noticed a kid named Jake Paul making a lot of liked videos on Vine, which is now gone from the social media world, they decided to sign him to a show they were making called Bizaardvark. The show was a success, and Jake Paul used that success to build up his YouTube channel. But he let his ego get in the way of things, and the content he started to make became divisive in the worst ways possible. First off, he was getting as many haters as he was fans, and his eccentric personality was getting him in trouble with his neighbors. Why? Well, it was because he was throwing all sorts of loud parties and having huge prank wars. It eventually led to a series of complaints and lawsuits against him. It was just too much, so Disney fired him. He tried to play it cool and denied that Disney fired him. He said he left because his YouTube position paid more, but either way, he is not working with Disney again. Number 3, Adam Hicks. Adam was a major face on Disney Channel from 2009 to 2013. In addition to starring on Zeke and Luther in the DCOM Lemonade Mouth, he also was on the show Jonas and Pair of Kings. But in 2018, he was arrested on suspicion of armed robberies. TMZ, which first reported the news, alleged how Adam and his girlfriend, Danny Tamburo, would stick guns in people's faces and demand money and other items of value. Adam's attorney cited a mental health issue, which postponed the arraignment so Adam could be evaluated by a doctor. Fast forward to July of 2019, E! News reported Adam pled not guilty to 3 felony accounts of attempted second-degree robbery and 2 felony accounts of second-degree robbery. Not the way you expected this one to go, did you? Number 2, David Hurney. In September 2018, David Hurney of Wizards of Waverly Place fame was arrested for bringing a loaded gun to LAX. He spoke out about the incident on Twitter. "I take responsibility for the situation at LAX today. I unintentionally brought my legally owned gun, which is registered in my name, to the airport. I'm so sorry for any trouble it caused, but I am appreciative of TSA's efforts in implementing the safety laws that are in place to protect our beautiful country. More than anything, I am humiliated and embarrassed that this even happened. But I am thankful to the TSA, LAPD, and all involved today for their kindness and their professionalism during this process." People reported David was charged for carrying a loaded firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, and possessing a weapon in a sterile area of the airport. You can't magic that one away. Number 1, Lindsay Lohan. Like many on this list, Lindsay was a child star for Disney, first getting fame for the beloved remake of The Parent Trap, where she played a set of twins. This catapulted her into more movies, more appearances, and more hits, including a remake of the Herbie franchise, Freaky Friday, and the now classic Mean Girls films. Sadly, like many stars, she decided that the party life was what she was meant to do. She had frequent battles with drugs and alcohol, and this led to many issues and arrests, including driving her car into a tree, being drunk in public, and more. Lohan had frequent visits to rehab, and it didn't get better for a long time. What's worse, she kept trying to bank on her celebrity and got cameo appearances on shows, commercials, and more with mixed success. To her credit, she did eventually stabilize, and she went and did make some good decisions by running some businesses as well, including the aptly titled Lindsay Lohan Club. But in many ways, her tale is one of warning as much as it is a tragedy, because this didn't have to go down like it did, but it did, and it shows how even the most popular Disney stars, at the time, can fall off into something much deeper and darker. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Disney stars who had it all but lost it all? Were you surprised by how many Disney stars have fallen and gotten arrested in various ways? Which ones honestly shocked you the most? Do you know of any other Disney stars that should be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.